everyone, I'm Artemiza. Welcome to Plates Full of Goodies. Today I'll be making one of many classic European chicken soup with galuste. Nothing hard about it and it's very good for you. So let's get started. And for this I'm using a big saucepan. I have 4 liters of water in it. The chicken, I bought it whole and I cut it in pieces. It's about 2 kilogram chicken. And I advise to be organic or at least free range for a good broth. I also have about 3 cloves of garlic, 2 medium onions, 1 beet, this one is the sweet one, 2 parsnips, 4 medium carrots, just about a quarter of red capsicum, a handful of celery, just about that much is enough, some salt and pepper. I also have some parsley for the decoration at the end. For the galuste I need 2 eggs, 100 grams of semolina and some salt. First thing I do is put the chicken and the vegetables to boil with the black pepper for 1 hour. So the meat goes first, all the vegetables go in. Added about a teaspoon of black pepper, put it to boil for 1 hour. So on medium heat with the lid on. What I've done through the boiling, now and then I came and collect the foam that the meat releases on top of the water. It's half an hour through the boiling. My carrots are done. The carrots are the only vegetable I'm going to use in the soup, so I'm going to get them out. The rest of the vegetables, I'm going to let them in for the whole time. 1 hour is over. I'm going to throw all the vegetables, get the meat out and strain the soup, wash the saucepan, and I'll show you the next step. So I'm going to throw all this away so the meat goes out. It's really tender and I have a very good broth now. Through the strainer. I put the soup back in the saucepan. I'm going to leave it here until the next step. As for the next step, I'll make the galuste. For that, I put a little bit of salt on the eggs, just a good pinch, and beat them for about 1 minute. Just with a fork. After 1 minute, I'll add a little bit of semolina at the time and mix until I incorporate it all. There are many ways of making this galuste, but I give you the easy way. It really works for me all the time. The only trick with this is if the eggs are a little bit too big, you just need to add probably another tablespoon of semolina. If the eggs are a little bit smaller, you just add a little bit less. I'll show you at the end the consistency that needs to look. These eggs are 700 grams each and it went exactly 100 grams of semolina. It needs to look somehow like this. If you know the trick of getting it to this consistency, you don't even need to bother how big or small the eggs are or how much semolina to put. Otherwise, go for 2 eggs and 100 grams of semolina. In the case where you put them to boil and it separates all in the water, it doesn't form into one galushka. That means you put 2 liters semolina and all you have to do is just add a little bit more. All I have to do now is just let it here absorb for at least 10 minutes. While waiting, I deal with the meat, so I peel it off the bones. Done with the meat. As for the next step, I'm going to boil the galuste. For that I'm using a little saucepan with some heated water in it, which I have ready to go on a cooktop. So there we go. To the water I add about a teaspoon of salt, not too much because we want it to be accommodating the soup later. I keep the water on medium heat. I put both of my spoons in the hot water, take a little bit of the material and slowly pour it in the water. Wet my spoons again and repeat the process until all done. I can also boil them straight in the soup, but it sort of leaves the soup messy, so I boil them separate. If the batter is not thick enough, in this process here, through the boiling, they all separate and don't gather together like this. It really depends how many galuste you want in your soup. If this wouldn't be enough for you, just double the portion. How you know that they are good galuste is they will puff up and rise on top. As you see, they all rise up and puff up. I let them boil on medium heat for a few minutes, probably 4 to 5 minutes. Then I turn them the other way to boil them for another 5 minutes. It's important to boil them on medium heat because they're quite fragile and you don't want any breakage. After 5 minutes, I turn them all upside down and boil them for another 5 minutes. While waiting, I'm reheating my soup and getting it ready for salt and pepper. So just about a tablespoon of salt. Mine needs just a little touch of pepper. My soup is reheated. My galuste boiled about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to pour some cold water over and put the heat off. Now I'll prepare the bowl of soup. So first thing, I cut the parsley very, very fine. There are 2 ways of finishing this soup. If you want to use it all, about 3.5 liters in one go, just double the portion of the galuste. I'm only using it half today and leave the other half for tomorrow. So I'm going to arrange some of the meat at the bottom of the bowl. Just about how much you want. I'll use about half. I cut 2 of the carrots. It's really up to how you want to cut them. I like some long strips, just like this. I drop them in. Top I put all the galuste. So very gentle because they're so spongy and fragile. To it I add the soup. The parsley, and with this one you go really how you like it. I give it a little mix, and the rest I put it in fridge for tomorrow. Beautiful. With the rest I put the meat and the carrots in. I keep it in fridge until tomorrow, and just before I use it I'll make the galuste fresh and everything is gonna taste better. And this soup is so amazing. It's like a first aid if you have any cold or flu. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Home plates full of goodies. Bye.